Dobrano. Before we start, I'd like to remind you to kindly switch off your phone or keep it at least up to silent mode. Thank you so much. Her Excellency Ambassador Adiapudi Adioso, Indonesian Ambassador to the Slovak Republic. His Excellency Ambassador Dusan Matulai, Director General for Economic Cooperation, Slovak Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs. Mr. Sulaiman Saleh, Chairman Committee on Central Europe Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Yural Maitan, Director of Bratislava Regional Chamber, Slovak Chamber of Commerce and Industry. First guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for attending today's event. On behalf of the Indonesian Embassy in Bratislava, I'd like to welcome you all to Indonesia-Slovakia business meeting and launching of virtual Indonesian House. Today's event is organized by Indonesian Embassy in cooperation with the Directorate of European Affairs, Indonesian Ministry for Foreign Affairs. All speakers from Indonesia will attend today's event virtually through Zoom. The program for today consists of 2 sessions, the first being business meeting and networking, and the second session is Indonesian House. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for the first session, we will have 3 speakers. 2 speakers are from Indonesian companies, Wilmon Indonesia and Kairos Millennium Resource. And the last speaker will be the Indonesian Investment Promotion Center based in London. To start the session, I would like to present our honorable moderator for today, Mr. Hendra Halim of European Affairs, Indonesian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and he will lead the seminar virtually from Jakarta in between his busy schedule. We're very honored to have Pak Hendra. Is Pak Hendra on already? Yeah? Without further ado, allow me to give the floor to Mr. Hendra Halim to lead the meeting.
Yeah, thank you, Budila. Yes, thank you, everybody. Good morning, Bratislava here. Good afternoon, Jakarta. It's quite sunny day here. Today is around like 34 degrees. It's quite good to kill all virus of corona. First of all, I would like to extend my appreciation to Ambassador Adiat Widya of Slovak Republic, Ambassador Dusan Matulai from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and of Slovak Republic, and also I've seen here also the Ambassador Jaroslav Klebo, the Slovak Ambassador to the Republic of Indonesia in Jakarta, and also to say all of you are from Kadin Chambers of Commerce and all the distinguished participants. Dobre rano. Good morning. First of all, again, as just MC mentioned about our programs today, we are going to divide in 2 parts. First of all, we are going to start with, begun with this business, I could say this is business discussion or business forum between, I think, among our business society. And the second one will be followed by the official launching of the virtual Indonesian House initiated by Embassy of Indonesia in Bratislava. And then, without further ado, I would like to introduce, first of all, I think our program today is about first program would be for this our discussion, a business discussion today. We are going to present 3 speakers. One speaker is Mr. Chandra. Yeah, Pak Chandra is there. All right. So maybe and Pak Chandra from I think hold on a second. I just need something. Wilmot, Indonesia, Pak Raymond Chandra, right. And then the second one, Mr. Henderson Lim from Kairos Millennium Resources. And the last speakers would be Mr. Aditya Prasta from Indonesian Investment Promotion in London. And then now I would like to invite our first speaker, Mr. Raymond Chandra, representative from Wilmot, Indonesia, to deliver the presentations. I just want to inform a little bit about this, the company profile. It is established in 2009. Wilmot has been known for producing processed foods and ingredients for hospitality industries in Indonesia. And their products are canned fruits, vegetables, fishes, and 30 other products, quite a lot. The company was awarded with Pride of Indonesia during the 2015 Indonesian Trade Expo. And with that, I would like to invite Pak Chandra Wilman to deliver the presentation. Pak Chandra, silakan. The microphone is yours. So, Pak Chandra, can you hear me? Maybe I need to check again. Hold on a second. Okay, then I think he tried to get connection now. Maybe if I could adjust the programs, maybe I would like to invite, I think maybe for this to second speakers, I think which is we have here from Mr. Henderson Lim, representative from Kairos Millennium Resources.
Yes.
Yes, please, Pak.
Okay.
Pak Lim, please. Microphone.
Thank you so much. Before that, may I ask, is the presentation slides available, or shall I do by myself?
I think you can do. I think you can. What maybe we have to ask about the committee. What can we do now? I think you can do by yourself, if I could say, no. But I think in this regard, we are going to give the presenter a maximum maybe 10 minutes or
sure.
Yeah,
because I prepared some slides which I've submitted to the embassy last night.
All right.
So I just want to make sure that either me or the embassy will be doing that.
Let me check about the embassy now. Ibu Dila,
Okay. So good afternoon, Indonesia. Good morning, Bratislava. So first of all, my name is Henderson Lim. I'm Indonesian. And I'm now in Jakarta at the moment because of the lockdown, so cannot travel to Singapore. But my business entity name is Kairos Millennium Resources Private Limited, and we have a co-partner factory of PT Nusa Alam Rubber. Actually, we are primarily selling natural rubber, or we call some countries call natural crumb rubber. It's one of the main ingredients to make a tire, or we sell to rubber compounder. So this is quite a information. The main reason why we have to set up a company in Singapore, because some of the major tire companies, they are opening a global purchasing, they call global purchasing office in Singapore. And number one. Number two is our barometer of the price is determined by Singapore commodity, or we call SICOM price, which is monitored and examined daily. That's the reason why all the natural rubber transactions are dealt mainly in Singapore. Okay, the address is located at outskirts of Jakarta. We call Banten. So nearest airport is our Jakarta Soekarno-Hatta International Airport, and our main seaport is Tanjung Priok. It's one of our main port in Jakarta. Pretty much the production capacity of the natural rubber is 18,000 metric tons per year. So it's around 1,500 tons per month. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so this is the factory location. Okay, please, next. Pretty much the factory sits on the 20,000 square meter of the total land, where 5,000 is dedicated for the making the factory, and we have 1,000 square meter of raw mat, which is the couplam, or which is the latex. That's the main ingredients of the natural rubber. Next, please. Okay, these are some of the certificates of the ISO 9001 awarded to PT Nusa Alam Rubber, means that this factory is quality audited. Next, please. Okay, for some of the slides, I'm showing this main gate and front area, so the operator can just do the quick next for several slides ahead. These are the main gate and front area. These are the raw mat and receiving area. You can see the couplam. This is the major process photos. We are doing the cleaning process. This is the milling process we call in a natural rubber. So we mill from the couplam. We call this crumbing on drying. So we have the drying machine where we dry the natural rubber. So again, this is the packing. So we do the packing. I'm sorry. Would you please just stop for a while for the previous slide? So we do on the bottom right part. We call natural crumb rubber, so it's in pallet. Some countries they are using good pack. Some countries nowadays, especially developed countries, they cannot tolerate any using a wood. So we have to use either in good pack or in plastic pallet. Okay, next please. We have also the lab which do the Muni viscosity, some of the technical parameters. Next. Okay, I call this finished goods storage, as I explained earlier. On the first picture, this is a wood pallet. Some countries still allow, but the outside is plastic pallet. So mostly what we export right now is in plastic pallets. So it's not detrimental to the environment. Next, please. This is all the technical data sheet of, I call SIR20. SIR20 means stands for Standard Indonesian Rubber Grade 20, because there are many in the Far East. There are many producing countries like Indonesia, like Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, but our rubber plantation are still many. So these are the technical data sheet. Next, please. I make some of our major export countries. We do export to USA, Argentina, the Germany, some to Germany, some to Iran and Turkey. As per our Indonesian president instruction, we have to penetrate to we call non-traditional market. So not only to US and Germany. That's why, so starting the last 3 or 4 years, we start to selling to Argentine down, and then to Iran, to Turkey, some also to down under to Australia, where they don't have any tire, but they have so many, they call rubber compounders, where they sell to the minings area. So these are some of the main export countries where we sell to for our rubber. Next. Okay, this is just a quick, this is my visit to Argentina a few years ago before pandemic, when because they have starting producing their own tire factories local in Argentina. Next. I'm also selling to Dunlop Argentina also. They are also doing quite well in Argentina. Next. I'm also selling to this. This is the largest tire factory in Turkey, where I went to every year before the pandemic, because they export to US, they export to Europe from Turkey. Next. I believe this is the end. Okay, this is some of the customers that we sell to. Okay, you may skip it. Okay. Okay, so this is quite straightforward, because natural rubber is considered as a commodity. So thank you so much for the attention, and I hope the time is still okay. Thank you so much. Going back to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Pak Henderson Lim, for very impressive presentations. I believe that sooner or later, I think your product will be in Central Europe, hopefully. But in this regard, of course, this is very good example of how I think one Indonesian company tried to bravely enter the market in many continents. So hopefully, I think later on, I think that after the three presentation, we are going to have an ample time to discuss between Indonesian and Bratislava business people. As
Good.
I just forget mention in the beginning, I think the main purpose of this business forum or business meeting discussion today is how to foster a closer collaboration or cooperation between business people between Indonesia and Slovak. And I know that Ambassador Dusan Matulai led business delegation to Indonesia. I think it brought very good impression from our side and increase or to start opening business interaction between two countries. Thank you again for the presentation. Now I would like to move to the second presentations. Maybe from, so maybe I would like to see whether Pak Chandra already here.
Yes.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Pak Chandra. Yeah. How are you, Pak Chandra?
I'm
are you
good.
there?
So yeah, I think my video something is wrong. So I think I'm just gonna talk like this. Is that gonna be okay?
All right, that will be fine for us, of course,
Sure.
as long as your presentation is quite clear. Okay, please do so.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mahendra, for the time. And is the presentation is up there or do I need to? Yeah, that's great. Okay. So yeah, thank you again, Mahendra, for the opportunity. Thank you so much for for letting me introduce the company to you all. Hello, Bratislava, and hello, Indonesia as well. And yeah, nice to see you all. And I would like to introduce myself. My name is Raymond from Wilman, Indonesia. As you know, that Wilman is a local Indonesian company who focus on canned food distributions and manufacturing. So we are focused on fish, canned fruits, canned vegetables, and other ingredients as well. So as you know, can you move to the next slide, please? Thank you. Yes, we were established in 2009, and we have been known for delivering processed canned food to F&B businesses, caterings, hotels, food services, and bakeries, and you name it, any other food services in Indonesia, across Indonesia for the past 10 years. And our products range from, as you know, later on in the presentation, I have a range of our products that we sell in Indonesia. We have fruits, vegetables, and fish, and any other complementary ingredients as well, which I will tell you later on. And all the products have been registered under BPOM, the National Food and Drugs and Safety Body in Indonesia. And most of our products are MUI Halal certified or Indonesia Halal certification. And as you know, we always continually to join the Trade Expo Indonesia every year for the past, I think, 5 to 6 years. And we have been invited regularly by the Ministry of Commerce to promote Indonesian products to overseas, such as Holland, Egypt, Middle East, Malaysia, and any other countries. We have been joining the expo for the past 5 to 6 years, I guess. And yeah, that's a little bit of our story. And you can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, just go next one. That's just a presentation. Yeah, this is our value, the honesty, integrity, professionalism. I will explain why these values are important in the canned food industries. And as you know, that the canned food business is a bit tricky. As you know, that if it's written like 250 grams, it doesn't always contain 250 grams. It might be able to have less or more. So that's why honesty, integrity is very important. We want to make sure that the customer is actually buying what they buy. So that's the case, because canned food is completely sealed. It's not like the bottle jar or that you can see through. You cannot see the quality, you cannot see the quantity. So that's why these are the values that we have to hold on to. That's our vision and mission. We want to continue to deliver excellent food ingredients to across Indonesia and hopefully to other countries as well. Next slide, please. Yes, one of our tagline is "Eat from the can." As you know, this is our real product photos. As you know, as I said before, canned food might be look the same from the outside, but again, from the inside, it might be different. Again, as I said before, the quality of the canned food is we cannot see the quality from the can. We need to see from the inside. But the thing is, can is actually enclosed. It's not like a bottle jar that we can see. That is why one of our tagline is "Eat from the can," which means that we have to make sure our customer that the product is actually fresh. It's actually fresh in terms of the canned food freshness, and then the quantity, the quality is actually ensured inside the can. If I say the broken rate is 3%, it has to be 3%. It cannot go more than 3%. Things like that, because as you know, a lot of people complains when they buy canned foods. It looks nice, but when you open it, it doesn't look as it seems. So that's why these are the values that we are hold on to. We need to make sure we are sure that our products is actually the best that we can give to our customers. Next slide, please. Yes, again, I always say to my clients, why do we actually buy canned food? As you know, it's convenient. It's a proper long storage, a long-term food storage. It can go up to 3 years. Expiry dates up to 3 years, and then it's consistent. As I said, we are sure that the quality, taste, colors, texture are actually certain in our can, even though it's not seen from the outside. And then it's credible because every product has actually gone through the GMP, or good manufacturing practice, and then the HACCP, and all of those standards are actually complied to. Next slide, please. Yes, that's one of our favorite products. One of the most selling products in Indonesia right now is actually the mandarin orange right here. Why? I would like to explain a little bit more, because mandarin orange is actually used for a complementary products for bakeries, tarts, and beverages, drinks, and everything. So as a bakery, in the bakery industry, they want to make sure that the mandarin orange is still, it looks like a mandarin orange. It's not broken. That's what I said. That's we have a minimum broken rate that we offer to the customer. That's why we are sure that when you open the can, it's gonna look like this. It's not gonna be broken, because if it's broken, our customers cannot use the product. As you know, it's for the garnish. It's for the complementary products on top of the products that they sell. So that's why we want to make sure that they receive what they see in the pictures. Next slide, please. Yes, I would like to introduce, this is the first slides of the Wilmon product range. It's starting from the canned fruits. As you know, we have the lychee, longan, mandarin orange. We have another lychee as well. It's a different origins. The first one is from China. The second one is from Thailand. As you know, every country is produce different, even though they produce the same fruits, they produce a different character of lychee. So this are the things that I want to educate our customers. What are the difference, etc. And 80% of our products are actually imported products. Why? Because not all fruits are able to grow in Indonesia. That is one of the problems. Lychee cannot grow in Indonesia. Mandarin orange cannot grow in Indonesia. Longan cannot grow in Indonesia. That's the problem. And then like you can see that the sliced pineapple is actually from local, because Indonesia is one of the biggest pineapple producer in the world, and after Philippines, I guess. So yeah, those are the products locally that we produce locally in Indonesia. Next slide, please. Yes, this is a second range. As we know, that we got peach as well. We got fruit cocktails, tropical fruit cocktails. And as you know, there's a country of origin, which is South Africa, China, Indonesia, another China, and South Africa. Again, as I said, different countries might produce the same fruits, but again, they have a different characters. So that's why, and price-wise also different. There's always a grade A and grade B. For example, that's why Indonesia market is very big. It's very big, as in not everyone can afford South Africa fruit cocktails. Let's say, oh, a lot of my customers saying that to me, oh, I cannot afford that price for South Africa fruit cocktails, even though it's a good quality one. So what can I do? That's why we make a second line, which is from China, which is a little bit cheaper, not a little bit, quite a lot of cheaper, which is according to their target market, which one they actually need the most. And second, next slide, please. Yeah, those are the products that you can see. There's a tuna right there. There's a tuna chunk on the left, top left-hand side. A mandarin orange, that's our sliced pineapple. That's our longan. That's the bottom right-hand side is our corn kernel, which is from Thailand. As we know that Thailand is one of the countries where they produce the best fruits and vegetables. That's why we are partnering with our partners manufacturing in Thailand to produce our corn, whole kernel corn. And next one, next slide. Yes, these are the fishes that we sell. We have two types. It's the same fish. It's a skipjack tuna. This is locally produced in Indonesia, in East Java. And we have two types, which is one in soya oil, and the other one is in brine or in salt water. We have two sizes, the food service sizes, which is the 1880 grams, or the small one, which is the 185 grams. So it just depends on the customers which size they need the most. And next one, please. Yes, these are the vegetables that we sell. Again, we have the champignon, mushrooms, we have straw mushrooms, green peas, asparagus. We have two types, the spears and the cut. And these are all from China, as we know that China is one of the biggest producers of mushrooms in the world. And we have the best quality of mushrooms in the world as well. So that's why these vegetables, or the country of origins, I will say that we actually choose which countries can produce the products the best. Let's say, like I said before, South Africa produce peaches the best in the world, and then Thailand produces longan, lychee, and corn. So that's why we actually choose different countries of origin for our products. And next slide, please. Yes, this is the second most selling products in Indonesia right now for Wilman, which is the kernel corn. Why? Because a lot of people actually ask me, what is the difference between frozen and canned food corn? As you know that the frozen one, it's actually very dry. It doesn't contain any moisture of the corn. Whereas in the can, we still have the moisture, we still have the aroma, we still have the freshness that we can get in a can. That's why a lot of people actually compare between a pouch frozen corn kernel versus the can one. And which is, in my opinion, a lot of customers as well, they agree that the quality is different. Again, you can get a little bit cheaper in terms of the pricing, but again, for the quality, I think there's no way that we can replace the quality that we have in the can. So next slide, please. Yes, these are the continuation of the vegetables and ingredients that we have. We have baked beans. This is the whole kernel that I mentioned before. We have a cream style as well. It's the same, but it's in cream style. It's more. It is used for more to a Chinese food restaurant kind of style for the soup and etc. And baked beans as well. We supply to hotels, the 3, 4, 5-star hotel for their international breakfast. And the last one, it's not a canned food. Again, as I said, it's the ingredients that we sell. It's not always a canned food, but we are focused on canned food. A breadcrumb. Breadcrumb, again, one of the best producer is in Vietnam, as you know. That is why the origin of this breadcrumb is from Vietnam. What makes it different? Again, this is quite special. As you know, breadcrumb, when you fry let's say a shrimp, prawn or something, these breadcrumb can make your shrimp keep maintaining its crispiness for the next 3-4 hours. So these are the qualities that that the chef are looking for. That's why we have been doing our R&Ds with the manufacturing. I want to make a breadcrumbs that is different with the others, and we came up with this product, and it's we supply to hotels, 4-5-star hotels, Japanese restaurants, and many other food services as well. Next slide, please. Yes, what are these? These are the food services size. As you know, we have different size of cans. The previous one I have mentioned, it's a small cans. Small cans means 200, 500 grams can. And this one is a big one, which is 3 kilo cans. And we have several products, which are the whole peel tomato, tomato paste, the whole kernel corn, the peach, and the champignon as well, the mushrooms. Why we do this sizes? Because it's looking at the demands in Indonesia and our customer as well. If a big food service, they would prefer a big sizes because it's more efficient, it's cheaper, of course, and it is more convenient for them to keep. They can just open it, put it in the containers, seal it, put it in the fridge, and then that's it. And you can keep it for the next 3 years. And yeah, so those are the food services that we have. And next slide, please. And yeah, I think there's one of the a brief presentation that I can give, and I think you guys understand what I mentioned about our company. And again, before not forget to mention that we can also cater our customer needs. Let's say these are the products that we sell in public, but again, if let's say one of my customer, oh, I need a South Africa peach in 3 kilos. Yes, we can do that. We can cater that as well. And yeah, those kind of things, those kind of customization we also can do for our customers. And yeah, I think that's it from me. Thank you so much for listening. And we got our website as well. If anyone wants to have the company profile, I can forward it to you by emails or by WhatsApp, and feel free to contact me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pak Raymond Chandra, I think, for the very tempting presentation, I could say, because all presentation about the food. I don't believe that. I think when you mentioned about the shrimp there, but also the tropical products, one thing I remember about Slovak, since many people there prefer to have eating meat, so I think it's really good option for us, to try Indonesian shrimp as well. So in the Indonesian tuna, by the way. And other thing also very interesting from your side about, I think when you mentioned about about from the fruits, maybe in the future, who knows, maybe you can find a partner in Slovakia, try to what we call it, promote Slovak fruits and then put on the can, and then you can market them, I think, just in the region. So this is very good collaboration, hopefully, yeah. But again, of course, thank you so much for this one. Maybe later on we can have opportunity to discussion with all speakers. And I know that it's too bad for all of us. I think so far we only can use this virtual platform to have this webinar or business forum. If not, of course, I believe that Mr. Raymond will be able to present to all of you to taste, I think, the canned food here from his company. And ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, I would like to invite, I think, the next speakers. I think I just forgot to mention, by the way, this is about from the Indonesian Simas Corporation. You know that Indonesian one among others, the exporter country, biggest exporter for textiles. So in this regard, I think with our today, I think we have Mr. Sundarajan. Pak Sundarajan, he's the owner of Simas Corporation in Indonesia. I think the company well known in textile industry for many years, and then making polyester, yarn, and finished textile products. And I think among products of his company is health equipment, an important product to address during the pandemic. But for further detail, of course, I would like to invite Mr. Sundarajan to give the opportunity to explain about the company profile. Please, Pak Sundarajan, the speaker is yours. Pak Sundarajan? I just saw him, I think, in this room minutes ago. Oh, wait a minute, maybe. Oh yeah, I think I saw him on the screen, but I think, hello, Pak Sundarajan, are you there? Maybe while we're waiting, I think I think let's move to another speakers. Here we go. I think here with us. I think we have our colleague from London. I think he's the director for Indonesian Investment Promotions Center, Mr. Aditya Prasta. He's one of the eminent investment officer from our parts. I think Mr. Aditya responsible for the whole, for the entire Europe to promote Indonesia, how to link with the foreign investor as well. So I think in this regard, I think Mr. Aditya will explain, the business opportunity, investment opportunity in Indonesia, and hopefully later on, I think we can do something there. We can see, I think, more inbound or outbound investment between two countries. So, Pak Aditya, I think now it's your turn to give presentation to all participants. So maybe I'll give you the floor now, Pak Aditya. Please do. Thank you. Are you there?
Thank you so much, moderator, Bapak
Yes.
Rahayu. Yes, okay. And His Excellencies, Madam Ambassador, Ibu Adi Atwindi Adiwoso, Director General for American and European Affairs, Bapak Ngurah Swajaya, Ambassador Dusan Matulai, Ambassador Yaroslav Klebo, distinguished panelists and speakers, Bapak Sulaiman Saleh, Mr. Yurai Maitan, Bapak Raymond Chandra, interesting presentation. Bapak Henderson Lim as well, an interesting presentation, Mr. Sundarajan. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon in Indonesia and good morning in Bratislava and London. Big thank you for Madam Ambassador and the Indonesian Embassy in Bratislava for hosting this webinar and launching a virtual Indonesian house. A big honor for me to be here. A lot of investment updates from Indonesia that I will try to bring today. But of course, I will try to summarize some of them for you through my slides. Please, the next slide will be, the division of my slides. Yes, I will divide my slides into 4 sections. They are Indonesia, investment performance, potential sectors, investment policies, and incentives. Next slide, please. Yes, please, next slide. Yes, of course, here we can see that Indonesia is the world's largest archipelago. If you would like to travel from the western part of Indonesia to the most eastern part of Indonesia, it is basically the same as you are traveling from the western part of Ireland to the middle part of Turkmenistan. So it is quite huge. And we also have, 36% of ASEAN economy, 40.8% of ASEAN total population, and around 273 million people who lives in Indonesia. Please, next slide. Again, why Indonesia? Indonesia is one of the G20 countries. Right now, we are currently sit in the 16th rank. Currently, we also have a quite young population. Around 44% of Indonesians are age under 25. We are also expected to be the 10th largest economy in 2025, and we also have a quite steady economic growth from time to time. Next slide, please. In terms of investment climate, nowadays, Indonesia has quite strong commitment to create a better business climate to support FDI. Currently, we are one of the biggest movers in terms of ease of doing business ranking from the World Bank. We have moved around 36 ranking in the last 5 years. Currently, we sit at the 73rd ranking. If we compare it with BRIC countries, we are also above Brazil. And in terms of credit ratings in 2020, a lot of prominent credit ratings agency valued Indonesia as investment grade countries. Some of them are Moody's, S&P Global, JCR, and Fitch Ratings. Next slide, please. This is the second section of my slide, the investment performance. FDI from all over the world in the last 5.5 years is quite encouraging. About 15.98 billion came from European countries. Most of them came from the Netherlands. And of course, if we try to compare the European countries, it's still quite small because most of the FDI who came to Indonesia came from Asian countries, just like our neighbors, Singapore and Malaysia, and of course, Japan, China, and Hong Kong. Next slide. FDI from Slovakia is not big, at least yet, because I think not all of investors from Slovakia who would like to invest in Indonesia directly came to Indonesia. Maybe some of them would like to register their companies in their headquarters in Hong Kong or Singapore first and then came to Indonesia. Therefore, they are recorded in our database in BKPM in Jakarta as the investment from Europe, not from Slovakia, but it is from Singapore or Hong Kong. And right now, all of those investment came to hotel and restaurant sectors and to Bali and Nusantara Tenggara region. Next slide. So potential sectors, this is quite potential because Indonesia is huge and the cooperation of investment between Slovakia and Indonesia is still not big right now, but I think there are a lot of potentials here. So Slovak investors can come to Indonesia to invest in renewable energy, electronic industry, and manufacturing, and of course, food and agriculture industry, just like what was brought before by Mr. Henderson Lim and Mr. Raymond Chandra. Next slide. These are some opportunities in infrastructure sectors. We are currently developing the PPP scheme, the public-private partnership scheme. It can involve the private sectors who would like to join the development of infrastructure projects in Indonesia. And these can be divided into two main types. They are the solicited, which feasibility studies are held by the government of Indonesia. And then the second one, the next slide, is the unsolicited projects. These projects feasibility studies are formulated by the private sector. So you can either involve in infrastructure development and investment in Indonesia by doing the feasibility study or doing the infrastructure construction as well. Next slide, please. And these are the economic zones as our strategic investment locations. A lot of economic zones, they are developed by government of Indonesia from the special economic zones, free trade zones, and a lot of industrial estates, as well as 10 new Bali in terms of priority tourism destinations. Next slide. These are the special economic zones in Indonesia. Currently, we have at least 15, and we're still developing a lot of them. We're still analyzing some of the proposal from the regional government. Next slide. And this is one of the newest industrial estates in Indonesia, the Batang Integrated Industrial Park. The government of Indonesia joined hand in hand with the regional government of Central Java and a lot of private sectors as well to develop this, this industrial park. It is quite potential because it is located nearby the international airport and the international seaport in Central Java as well. Next slide. And these are the 10 new Balis. At least we also have here 4 different super priority destinations. They are Mandalika, Labuan Bajo, which airports is currently developed and managed by the Changi Consortium. And then Borobudur, the famous temple in Southeast Asia. And then, of course, Lake Toba, the most famous volcano lake in Indonesia. Next slide. This is also one of the newest and the most potential sectors in our country, the digital industry, because we have such a young demographic situation. We have at least 79% of our population below 55 years old. And we have one of the world's largest internet user bases. We also have a large untapped population and a lot of middle class also. Next slide. Related to the digital industry, currently Indonesia is ranked 7th as of 2020, surpassing France and Switzerland in terms of unicorns producer. We have at least right now 5 different unicorns in different sectors, from the online shopping to transportation until the travel companies. And the valuation is quite huge, $15 billion US as of 2020. Next slide, please. This is also one of the newest sectors that was tried to be developed by the government of Indonesia, the battery-based electric vehicle industry. The government of Indonesia tried to build from A to Z, industry, because we have potential raw materials in the forms of nickel. And we also have a quite new refinery right now, and we are trying to have a cooperation with a lot of battery manufacturers, and hopefully we can develop as be developed as one of the main players in the electric vehicle market in not so distant future. Next slide, please. This is the investment policies, and of course you would like to see some incentives regarding investment in Indonesia. And this is my headquarters, the BKPM, Indonesia Investment Coordinating Board. Basically, we are the bridge between the private sectors and the government in Indonesia. So we are trying to help facilitate a lot of investors, both from foreign direct investors and also the domestic direct investors. Next slide, please. Based on one of the newest presidential instruction, a lot of ministers and head of institutions in Indonesia have taken necessary steps according to their respective duties in delegating authorities from them about the business licensing and granting investment facilities to our chairman in BKPM. Next slide, please. And during these quite challenging times, the pandemic, we also try to facilitate a lot of investors who would like to come to Indonesia, to go to Indonesia, to visit their investment. We have provided some facilitation to in order to help them to get their visas to go to Indonesia. Next slide, please. Don't worry, Pak Indra, it won't be long.
Take your time,
So,
Pak, please.
thank you. So the next slide will be about the tax holiday. It is quite interesting here because we have managed to develop at least 18 different industry groups. Basically for the tax holiday, there are the minimum requirements of investment around 500 billion rupiahs. That will be around 38 or 36 million US dollars. And basically the eligible sectors will be in the next slide. You can see in the next slide, please. Okay, thank you. And this is the eligible sectors to apply a tax holiday in Indonesia. They are quite varied. So here you can see digital economy, economic infrastructure, who also deals which also includes the renewable energy power plant. And of course, they are also manufacturer for main component for train, also for main raw material for pharmaceutical, basic inorganic chemical industry, and etc. You can also analyze this later because I would like to share this presentation with the Indonesian Embassy in Bratislava as well. Next slide, please. So if your investment is not, quite huge, so it doesn't, eligible for the tax holiday, you can also apply for the tax allowance if your business activities are also included in the 183 business activities in Indonesia. Next slide, please. And this is one of the newest development regarding the super deduction tax. The government of Indonesia through the Ministry of Finance also trying to provide more incentives for investment that can, involve labor intensive industries or vocational training programs. Or the newest one is the research and development activities. All these activities can be, applied to the Ministry of Finance to get the super deduction tax. And the regulations is formulated in the government regulation number 45 of 2019. And the technical regulation, at least we are still formulating for the R&D right now, but we have already got the technical, the detailed regulations for the vocational training and the labor intensive industry. Next slide, please. And this is the system that was developed about 2 to 3 years ago in our headquarters in Jakarta in BKPM. Basically, we would like to simplify the licensing process by deregulating unnecessary licenses by line ministries or agencies. So after the investors came to Indonesia and register their companies as the Indonesian-based company, and then basically the whole system can be done online. Next slide, please. And this is maybe one of the most weighted law in Indonesia. Hopefully we can regulations and permits. We can provide more quality investment, more job creation, and more sustainable worker welfare through this omnibus law. Hopefully we can, at least we are still formulating it with our parliament in Jakarta. Next slide. This is my last slide. Basically, we would like to invite all of you to come to Indonesia, and maybe if Indonesia is a bit too far, you can also come to our office in London, and you can basically explore about our website here, the www.investinIndonesia.uk. Jakuyem. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Back to you, over to you, Pak Hendra.
Thank you so much, Pak Aditya, for informative presentation. I believe so. I think our colleagues from Slovakia obtain many information, from this presentation. But despite this challenging time, but I'm sure one or two of participants would like to know more how to do business in Indonesia. I believe so. I think the next session, during the discussion session, I think you will be able to explain more. But of course, as you just mentioned, of course, you open the door, to an inquiry from our colleague in Slovakia. And I cannot also forget about, I think, the role of our embassy in Bratislava, Ambassador, Madam Ambassador Widya also, and the Enable team. And of course, I think I just forget to mention as well, we also have here, I think, the representative of Indonesian Chambers of Commerce, Pak Sulaiman Saleh. I think he's the eminent person from Kadin Indonesia Chambers of Commerce, who so far, never, what we call it, he's effortless, to dedicate, I think, how to promote Indonesian business in Central Europe. I think, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. I think we just have so far, I think, three presenters. And apparently, I think the last presenter from textile industry won't be able to join, since I think he's already in the commitment. But of course, in this regard, I still, I think, do we, moderator, I think the committee, do we have a time to discussion, or we just, or I just give the floor back to the MC? But I think, of course, without further ado, of course, maybe I just want to give an opportunity, a chance, for distinguished participants from Bratislava. Should be any comments or maybe any question, please do so. I think we are open, since we have three speakers are ready to entertain the question or discussion. But of course, should you have any something, I think please also you can write it down on this platform, on the room, I think chat room, is you have any questions from the first speakers, from Pak Raymond, and also Pak Lim, and also from Henderson Lim from Kairos, I think Millennium Resources. It's very interesting presentation as well, and also Pak Raymond Chandra from Wilmot Indonesia, and Pak Aditya Prasta from Indonesian Investment Board in London. So I think please let me know, ladies and gentlemen, should be any participant would like to address the question. And Ibu Dila, please help me as well, because I couldn't see clearly whether any participant would like to address the questions. So again, I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is very good opportunity for all of us here to take this momentum, to discuss and how to further collaborate to promote our bilateral economic cooperations. And this is our also main duty, despite in a very challenging time. But of course, we are keen to, at least I think there is also the, the opportunity to link and match between the business people from two countries. Since I've seen none questions, from all of them, but I just want to ask Pak Pak Henderson Lim and Pak Raymond, both of you, have you been to Slovak, Pak?
No,
I just
no.
want, not
Haven't
yet.
seen that.
So, do you have any plan for that?
I don't think so in this moment.
All right.
No.
I know it's not this moment, but of course,
Yeah.
you should go there,
Oh
of course.
yeah,
I
of
think
course.
this beautiful country, of course. Yeah, I believe so. Maybe for that, the next part of our event today, of course, there would be like the soft launching of our new platform. Of course, in this regard, you will be mostly welcome to be part of it as well. So I believe
Right.
so.
Thank you.
But again, Pak Raymond Chandra and Pak Henderson Lim and also Pak Aditya Prasad, thank you again for your presentation, for your what we call it, for your efforts, your endless effort to promote Indonesia to our colleagues in Bratislava. And now I think I would like to give the floor back to the MC and to proceed for the next session. And I would like to see as well, I think since I've seen the Director General for America and European Affairs from Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya, already with us in this room. Welcome, selamat sore Pak Dirjen. So with further ado, I would like to give the floor back to the MC. Thank you so much. Silakan Ibu Dila.
Thank you. Thank you so much for facilitating such a smooth interaction between speakers. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we will proceed to the second session, the launching of Virtual Indonesian House. Virtual Indonesian House is a website designed by the Indonesian Embassy in Bratislava as a virtual platform aiming to introduce and promote the potential of Indonesian trade, tourism, and investment to Slovak business persons and also related stakeholders. During the session, we will have opening remarks from our beloved ambassador, Madam Aditya Prasad, and then we're also honored later to have two prominent persons as keynote speakers. His Excellency Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya will be virtually speaking from Jakarta, and also here with us today, His Excellency Ambassador Dusan Matulai, and also remarks from both of our chambers of commerce and industry, Mr. Sulaiman Saleh and Mr. Yurai Maitan. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Her Excellency Ambassador Adiatudi Adioso, Indonesian Ambassador to Slovak Republic.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Widya. Excellency, Ambassador Dusan Matulai, the Director General of Economic Cooperation, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign and European Affairs of Slovakia. Welcome. Excellency, Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya, the Director General for American European Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Jakarta. And Mr. Hendra Halim, Director of European Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia in Jakarta. Mr. Sulaiman Saleh, the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Jakarta. Mr. Yurai Maitan, the Slovak Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Mr. Igor Yunas, the Bratislava Chamber of Commerce, and Mr. Omela from the company. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Dobry den, selamat siang di Jakarta. First of all, I would like to extend our warm welcome to the Embassy of Indonesia and thank you for your presence at today's event for the launching of Virtual Indonesian House and our yearly business launch. I would also like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the Directorate of European Affairs to Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Indonesia for organizing and cooperating for this event. Thank you very much for my DG, Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya, and my DG, Ambassador Dusan Matulai, for making time to join us in this event. Due to the COVID-19 protocol, we have to limit the invitees to the maximum number of 30. And before us, we have 7 Slovak companies that are related to Indonesia. We have been living in the new normal since the pandemic of COVID-19 has stricken every country of the world, and none is immune to it. This pandemic has brought us to more creative and innovative with precautions, but bring us closer to through the existing technology. This event shows that the distance between Jakarta and Bratislava is not a limitation to interact. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia and Slovakia have been in the diplomatic ties since 1993. Slovakia is viewed as one of the Indonesian economic partners in Central Europe. This comes from the geographical location in the heart of Europe, which make it so-called gateway to Europe, to bring an access of 600 million potential customers within this region. On the other hand, Slovakia may see Indonesia not only as bilateral partner, but also its hub to Southeast Asian region, ASEAN, a region that has incredible fast-growing market covering over 630 million consumers. As a prominent country in ASEAN, Indonesia also offers interesting business opportunity in numerous areas such as agriculture and food, energy, transportation, logistics, and recognizing that both Indonesia and Slovakia are continuously developing its market. It brings more opportunity for trade and investment between our countries. There are still potential and space for enhancing our cooperation, not only in the sectors, but also in numbers. For sometimes the embassy was requested to set up an Indonesian house in Bratislava and in Prešov as a showcase of Indonesian products and capabilities. We have discussed it for some time. With the present situations, it is timely for setting up an Indonesian house in a virtual way so that it can be accessed by anyone and anytime as well as through handphone. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in this great occasion, allow me to officially launch the virtual Indonesian house. Indonesian House is a project that collects opportunities aimed on trade, tourism, investment, and culture of Indonesia to Slovak businesses and interested individuals. This platform will consistently present Indonesian potential, capacity, and opportunities, including reliable Indonesian companies. It is a platform to build bridges between the Indonesian and Slovak entrepreneurs and bring them closer. This Indonesian house is fully created by the embassy staff in the last 8 months, starting from the content, decoding process, and the layout. I am very grateful to all of them who have worked very hard to set up this virtual Indonesian house. I would like to introduce them and appreciate them for their untiring work. The person who made this possible and the creator of this virtual Indonesian house is Dela Nurlela. This is a small. She has been working very hard, for the last 8 months. And also my economic team, Lely, Ike, Lydia, Stefan and Dani is in Indonesia now. This is my team. And also, I would like to introduce our Slovak translator, Julius and Oliver and Miska. Here's Julius. Now, let's have a short tour to our virtual Indonesian house, which is in 2 languages, English and Slovak. Let me start by briefly explaining the meaning of the symbol. Gigi Balang is a symbol originated from the ethnic of Betawi who live in the city of Jakarta. The symbol means perseverance, courage, and prestige. It is our hope that this Indonesian house will present it. The homepage of Virtual Indonesian House consists of several menu bars, which are home, trade, companies, investment, tourism, culture, and events. This website provides a number of important information regarding export-import procedures in Indonesia and Slovakia, investment policy, tourism, culture, education, scholarships, and company profiles that may have business opportunity for Slovak business people. At present, we have about 56 Indonesian companies in the list, and we will update it quarterly. It is our hope that some Slovak companies could be also included so that the Indonesian business could be informed about the potential of the Slovak businesses. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Virtual Indonesian House still seems a room for some improvements since it was created fully in the in-house of the embassy. Therefore, the embassy seeks our support to enrich the content to make the Virtual Indonesian House a platform and bridge between 2 businesses, the Slovak and Indonesian. I'm hoping that the 2 Chamber of Commerce will work with us in the future. So we also invite the Slovak companies with who are keen to promote to Indonesia to send their company profile to us. It is free of charge. Ladies and gentlemen, in this opportunity, I would like also to inform you that the Indonesian team has published a promotion magazine, this one, Nadema Indonesia. This is our first magazine, and we are planning to publish it, the second one, in December. So this is a tourist promotion. This is the economic promotions. Last but not least, I wish that every one of you find today's event fruitful and rewarding. Thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak. Dakuyem, stay healthy, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Ibu. Now that the Virtual Indonesia House has officially launched, we really hope that you all here can share the information forward to your colleagues or partners elsewhere. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome our first keynote speaker, His Excellency Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya, Director General for American and European Affairs, Indonesian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ambassador, are you there, Pak Dirjen?
Yes, I'm here already.
Okay, Pak, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon from Jakarta. And I believe good morning in Bratislava. Your Excellency, Ibu Adiatwidi Adiwoso, the Indonesian Ambassador to Slovak Republic, Excellency Ambassador Dusan Matulai, Director General for Economic Cooperation, Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic, dear friends, dear colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are all in a good health, as well as you are still in the good spirit as well in the middle of this difficult times we are facing together. It gives me really great pleasure to deliver this remark at the launch of this virtual Indonesian House of the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Bratislava. I certainly wish to commend Ibu Dubes, the ambassador, together with her team, and also to congratulate them for the initiative to establish and today to launch officially the virtual Indonesian House. This is an important breakthrough, particularly during this trying time of the unprecedented proportion that have impacted significantly our livelihood as well as our economy. There's always a saying that every cloud or every storm, there's always a silver lining. I think this is what Ambassador Wieke and her team has already been doing. We know that there is a big challenge ahead of us. We know that there are a lot of limitations confronted by all of us because of this COVID pandemic. But still, I have to congratulate and also really extend our appreciation for the initiative that she has and her team has already been doing in creating this good initiative that will be able to allow the direct interactions between the business people in Indonesia as well as in Slovak by using technology. As Ambassador Wieke mentioned earlier, it could be accessed 24/7. So, and also wherever you are by using cell phone. And I think this is what technology is all about. And I think the event also, which is organized in a hybrid manner, some of us using technological platforms from different places, but also in Bratislava, you are attending this beautiful ceremony together, certainly with the implementation of the very strict health protocol. I think this is indeed an initiative that we need to all congratulate. If we put this, the event into the perspective, I think the launching of this initiative, the Indonesian House, indicates a hard work that Ambassador Wieke and her team has already been doing. And certainly, we hope that this, as I mentioned earlier, will enable us to increase not only our trade relations between the two countries, which is still very potential to be increased, and also investment as well as, of course, tourism when the situation allows us to do that. In our short-term objective in this context, in the context of the economic recovery during the pandemic, I think what we need to do is, through this initiative, maintain the trade relations between the two countries, certainly develop a roadmap for our long-term bilateral relations between the two countries. To achieve this, our immediate task is very clear. We need, of course, to weather this significant challenge with concrete and doable efforts. And I think what Ambassador Wieke and her team is doing is certainly very concrete and also very doable to do during this pandemic. Some of the immediate needs during this pandemic, certainly we need to identify. We need to communicate between each other what are the most essential needs in this trying time. Of course, immediately perhaps it comes to our mind is the availability of medical and also health equipments, such as personal protective equipments, masks, medications, and all of the essential needs. Of course, we can talk if there are needs on that, Ambassador Wieke certainly facilitate. If there are also need from our side, we would also be grateful if Ambassador Wieke could facilitate. And then, of course, using this digital platform, I think this will help further the interaction between the businesses from the two countries. We have to collaborate, not only promoting trade between the two countries, but also bearing in mind that Indonesia, with the ASEAN Economic Community, more than 600 million strong markets, could also be considered as essential target market for our colleague in Slovak. But at the same time, we also see Slovak as a gateway to the surrounding countries in the region. So in this context, I think we need to go beyond only what are the essential needs between the two countries, but also what can we do in order to facilitate a growing business interactions between the two countries, utilizing the significant potential we can offer in our respective regions. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on a bilateral note, I'm happy to learn that our two countries have been enjoying progress for our mutual beneficial cooperation. Our cooperation has been growing stronger on various sectors, such as agriculture, energy, and as well as strategic industries. Ambassador Wieke mentioned earlier about food, perhaps. This is also something that we can share between the two countries. And I think there are still more significant potential remains to be unlocked in the bilateral cooperation between the two. We must capitalize our long-standing and cordial bilateral relations to create opportunities, optimizing the potentials. When we are, all of us has to work from home, certainly with the help of what the embassy has already been doing now, you can certainly access what are available in Indonesia for you to import through this virtual Indonesian house. I think it will not prevent you to interact, although all of us has to work from home. This also provide a significant potential for digital economy. As you know, that Indonesia is also one of the fastest growing country on digital economy in the region. We have the most number of tech unicorn on on a marketplace, on services, which we can also exchange notes between the two countries. How can we enhance collaboration in this field? So to that end, I wish to invite businesses from not only Slovak, but also from Indonesia to increase their regular contacts. And certainly, I'm confident Ambassador Wieke and her team will facilitate you in order to make that happen as what she has already been doing now. I think we need also to increase more people-to-people interactions between the two countries, so then we will be able to understand better what are available, because Indonesia, as perhaps many of people understand, is not only Bali, as you see in the background of my screen. I'm talking about the 10 new Bali here. Indonesia is not only Bali, but we have more than 10 fascinating destinations that you can explore. They are as beautiful, as also attractive, as well as unique as Bali. This is, for example, I think through the initiative that the embassy has already been doing and will do in the future, we will be able to increase a better understanding between the people, and hopefully this will lead into more intensive business-to-business interactions. I know that we have a program called Dharma Siswa. This is a scholarship for art and culture, and we would like to invite more and more participants from Slovakia to participate and to understand. And this certainly will enhance further a better understanding among the people of the two countries. On technology, of course, we are ready to engage into a more intensive discussion between the two countries, where we can facilitate in order to increase bilateral economic cooperations. Certainly, we are all now still very much focusing on the life of the people. We would like to make sure that the curve should be flattened. And then, of course, we need to also make an early preparation for the economic recovery. I think this is also one of the initiatives in order to embark into the economic recovery program. And hopefully, we are already been negotiating with a number of countries to create what we call as the travel business corridor for the essential business travelers. And we would like to make sure if there are investors, we have our colleague from the BKPM, for Investment Coordinating Board, which was just speaking, explaining about the potential of Indonesia. If there are essential business travels, there is a rise for your future investment needs in Indonesia. Certainly, despite the restrictions that we have, we will be able to facilitate for not only interactions, but as well as a visit if this is essential in your business investment plan to Indonesia. So to conclude, once again, it's really a great pleasure to interact with you over virtual media, but certainly looking forward to interact directly with our colleague, the Director General of the Ministry for Foreign Affairs of the Slovak Republic, as well as to congratulate Ambassador Wieke and her team to this commendable initiative. So with that, thank you very much, and hopefully you are able to keep yourself still healthy, and then we can contribute even further for our bilateral relation. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bert. Now please welcome our next keynote speaker, His Excellency Ambassador Dusan Matulai, Director General for Economic Cooperation, Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs. Please, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Distinguished Ambassador Tweedy Adivoso, the friend Wieke, distinguished Ambassador Swajaya back in Jakarta. Well, thank you very much for inviting me to this timely event, and I can only echo the words of Director General Swajaya, that I can only applaud and congratulate you for this very, very commendable and very good initiative. We indeed, and I hope that the symbol Gigi Balang, if I got it correctly, will really stand over this initiative and help kind of like use the potential of our bilateral relations. I must say we live indeed in a very strange times, which is pretty much kind of like demonstrated by our weird kind of like wearings and all different kinds of multicultural ways how we greet each other with like bounces and whatnot. I mean, everybody developed his own style for this, and that's why this initiative is very important, because it's helping to bridge over the current weird time, as I would name it, where the direct contact, which also my vis-a-vis in Jakarta mentioned, we are lacking, and we are hoping that we will soon overcome this, and we will be able to meet in good health and have these negotiations in person. The advantage to speak as the third in a row after so eloquent speakers is that I could basically say that I subscribe to everything what has been said and sit down, but allow me still to say a couple of words. Indonesia indeed is no stranger for Slovakia. Take the famous Luwak coffee, and the tourist destination have been already mentioned. For instance, for my son, he would maybe struggle to tell you what's the capital city of say Portugal or something like that in Europe, but he knows everything about Jakarta, about Indonesia, because that's the home of the famous Komodo dragon, and Indonesia is like the country of his main interest. So indeed, this is a country of great opportunities. Many of them have been mentioned. Slovakia, although certainly much smaller than Indonesia, as we all know, is also an interesting partner, and I see the potential of developing it either in the bilateral, on the bilateral kind of like track, or the multilateral or regional track. Slovakia is an EU member. It's a Euro country, one of the few, or if not the only one from the former Comecon countries in the region. Those are certainly important features. We are a country of several natural beauties, but maybe our biggest advantage, so to say, or our biggest treasure are the people, because the people are those who are creating our competitive industry, our competitive sectors. We have with us several representatives of Slovak companies, and if I understand correctly, Microstedmis will soon present there. It's one of the top companies in a very specific area, which is meteorology, which is a very important factor for agricultural production and many other sectors. So I think this is one of the companies which is exactly in the right place when we speak about the Slovak-Indonesian cooperation. We have also several other examples of good cooperation. I will only mention, for instance, the tropical wheat. We have a great experience in the agricultural area in terms of cultivating crops and adapting them, for instance, for the very specific conditions which are in Indonesia throughout the whole islands of Indonesia. Indonesia is, of course, not Slovakia, where we think that 500 kilometers between Bratislava and Košice is a distance. I guess that's considered in Indonesia a walking distance. As I said, COVID, the pandemic brought upon us many challenges. It's a dangerous time, but every crisis bears also opportunities. These opportunities can be also translated into businesses. In Slovakia, COVID sparked truly a vast array of fantastic initiatives, business models, new products, and so on. And this is something which we offer also to our Indonesian partners. We spoke about such opportunities. I hope that they might be utilized and used in further collaboration further on. We have excellent companies which are in the area of the chemistry, which are the yarn, which is antibacterial, antiviral. We have scientists who are developing a vaccine in Slovakia, our own vaccine, by the way. Not many know, maybe Axon Neurosciences. We have a company which is which developed one of the top sensitive tests for COVID-19, multiplex DX, and many companies which are interesting and which are in the context of COVID-19 a possible partner for Indonesia for an interesting cooperation. An important aspect has been mentioned as well, namely ASEAN from the point of view of Indonesia. Indeed, regional cooperation is a topic which is important to have in mind. Slovakia also belongs to a wider region of, let's call it, Central Europe, which is, for instance, defined by V4. That is an interesting platform for cooperation, be it with Indonesia on a V4 Indonesia track, or V4 and ASEAN maybe also as a cooperation. There is, of course, quite a big difference. ASEAN is more institutionalized than V4. V4 is more of an informal platform of cooperation. I guess I get digitalized, or I'm just moving too much the microphone. But certainly the bigger frame and the bigger picture is the cooperation between the EU and Indonesia. As I said, Slovakia is a new member, and we are a highly open, pro-export oriented country. So our kind of like acting and our efforts in the EU are towards this goal to develop as much as possible of multilateral, multinational, and international cooperation, and help prosper in this way. Unfortunately, I must say that I don't want to throw numbers on you, but our trade numbers are not exactly breathtaking, and this is something where we need to kind of like fully explore the potential of the Slovak-Indonesian cooperation. That's why we are here. That's why I'm mentioning the several possibilities. And thank you for the presentation of excellent Indonesian companies, which I know from my previous discussions and meetings and trips to Indonesia, and also trips from Indonesia, Indonesian entrepreneurs here, which I think helped already spark a couple of cooperations. And I hope that this dynamic will continue developing. It has been said Indonesia is the fourth largest populous country in the world, and the numbers are growing. Moreover, this is also a country which is seeking a deep modernization under the able leadership of the re-elected president, and we hope that we can help in this in the future. Many of you maybe know that we have a long-lasting tradition in cooperation with Indonesia from the past world, also helping with the modernization. So I hope that this spirit of the cooperation can be kind of like projected into the 21st century, and that we can find interesting projects and cooperations together, be it in the area of climate change, renewable energies, or all the other industries which I mentioned, ICT. We even produce airplanes in Slovakia. Not many know that. So indeed, there are many points where we can touch upon, and we can develop interesting cooperation. So in this sense, I would like to close my remarks. Subscribe to all the wise and important messages which have been said, and I'm looking forward to some effective, efficient, and mutually advantageous cooperation between Slovakia and Indonesia. And once again, big congratulations to this initiative. I can only applaud, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you, Excellencies. Now, please welcome virtually from Jakarta, the Chairman Committee on Central Europe, Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Sulaiman Saleh. Mr. Sulaiman, are you there already?
Yeah. Ibu Widya, thank you very much.
Take it, Pak.
Thank you very much. Dobry den, everybody. Selamat siang atau selamat sore dari Jakarta. First of all, I would like to congratulate to our ambassador, Her Excellency Ibu Aditya Widi Adioso, and her team to facilitate this special event. Business meeting, as we know, is currently not possible, but this is the best way we can get together and know each other. Also, very special thanks to her team that could make this possible of a virtual Indonesian house. I forgot all the names, but I think it's Ibu Bella, Ibu Leli, Ibu Ika, Pak Denny, and many others that probably I don't remember, but all of you have done a very good job. It will help our chamber, and I hope also my colleague, Mr. Yurai, to get more active in in having discussions and exhibit our products and services. Also, many thanks to Her Excellency Mr. Ngurah Swajaya, Her Excellency, Mrs. Excellency Mr. Dushan Matulai. You have already spoken most of the things I wanted to mention. Thank you very much. But I see that from our previous meetings we had last year, I think one of the big meeting we had in Bratislava was with Sario. It was a very interesting meeting. We bring some Indonesian producers and entrepreneurs to Bratislava, where we could meet together, which at the moment is not possible. So I'm very thankful that we have this Indonesian house, which is more or less for us like a virtual exhibition and marketplace to get together and discuss all the opportunities we can develop together. We also had a counter visit in the same year to the trade exhibition Indonesia, where also our colleagues from Slovakia has visited Indonesia, and we had many discussion and many positive and fruitful results from this meeting. So as you can see, getting together is very important for us, especially for the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, because both our chambers, the Slovakian and the Indonesian,
I think the mic is muted, Pak Sulaiman.
sorry, hello?
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. So our cooperation with the Slovakian Chamber of Commerce was very active in building awareness of both markets, doing partnership identification, business matching, and country visits and trade missions. This we have done in the past years, and that's why it's for me a very nice opportunity to talk to you today, and I hope this event will be repeated, and we can also invite more companies from Indonesia and from Slovakia to introduce their products and services. As already mentioned by the previous in the previous presentations, like Pak Aditya and Mr. Hendar Sohalim and Pak Raimon, we have many interesting products we can offer, but Indonesia is very rich in natural resources, also in agriculture. It's a huge country, the fourth biggest country in the world, but we still are trying to develop our potentials in becoming one of the most important supply chain country. All these resources we have tried to develop that we can produce all these raw materials and make them to a more added value products. Yeah. So I hope that in the future we, through this virtual events and the Indonesian House, we can have more discussion about some research and development cooperation with Slovakia, with our colleagues and friends. Also to help us to develop and improve our manufacturing capacities in sectors like iron and steel production, metallurgy, chemical production, electronics, transportation equipment, textiles, defense, and pharmaceuticals. Yeah. So capital goods are very important for Indonesia, I think, to improve our capacity and export our products to our neighbor countries and maybe also to Europe. As already mentioned, Southeast Asia is a huge market, over 600 million people you have in this market, and Slovakia is a very important partner for Indonesia to cooperate not only in the trade and sell goods and so on. Of course, this is also very much welcome. But as we saw from one of the first presentation from Pa Hendar Sohalim, we have these raw materials that can be produced not only in the tire industry, but also can be used in other industrial sectors. And I'm sure that we can get our partners in Slovakia that have the technology or manufacturing goods that can where we can produce more added value products from these natural resources. So I hope that we will more and more use this digital platform and get together more in the future. And once again, I would like to thank our ambassador, Ibu Wika, for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself and meet everybody. Thank you very much. I give the microphone to Ibu Widya. Hello.
And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Juraj Maitan, Director of Bratislava Regional Chamber, Slovak Chambers of Commerce and Industry.
Dear Mrs. Ambassador of the Treaty Bureau, Mr. Ambassador Murach, Mr. Ambassador Matulai, dear colleagues on the other side of the line in Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank very much to Mrs. Ambassador for the invitation to this very nice meeting by the occasion of the launching this very interesting project, which the House of Indonesian House. And I hope that we will together use this new project for promoting opportunities and business in Slovakia among our enterprises. Chambers of Commerce are here for intermediation, the contacts between enterprises, in this case between Slovakian and Indonesian enterprises. Thanks to very good cooperation with the embassy and a very good relationship, I can say also the personal relationship, also thanks to our president, Mr. Igor Yunas, I have to say that we have really good information about the opportunities to make also investment in Indonesia, and especially in the field of so-called large-scale investments. In the fields where in Slovakia we can find certain history or rich experiences in these areas. It is, for example, electricity generation and the supply of energy to the customers. Then it is also in the field of mining, for example, and not only mining but also the elaboration of the minerals, because in your country there are really large deposits of rare minerals, and it is possible use the experiences of our enterprises in Slovakia in this field as well. And also, for example, in searching of new sources of energy, like, for example, geothermal energy, and drilling in this field using the so-called sophisticated methods of drilling, for example, the laser drillings. These are, I would say, large-scale investment opportunities, but of course there are many opportunities concerning the small businesses as well. Some of them were also introduced from the side of our partners on the other side. We are here really to promote these opportunities among our enterprises here in Slovakia. And I have to say that we are trying to organize also events where this information can be brought to our enterprises. This year, we wanted to organize also the business mission to Jakarta in November, where this trade expo will be organized. I don't know exactly now. It is closed. Yes, it is postponed. Yes. It is one of the biggest, more or less, general-oriented exhibition, and we wanted to bring to our enterprises to this exhibition. Unfortunately, it is not possible. We have to use such these opportunities of cooperation. But I think that I hope that after we will manage this situation with the COVID pandemic, we will be able to start also with these opportunities. I would like also to say that there is opportunity also to welcome Indonesian companies here in Slovakia. We have opportunities also to organize such this event here in Slovakia. Here in Bratislava, there is, because it is a capital city, there is also the exhibition, very big exhibition center in Cheba, which is available also for Indonesian companies in case of their interest. And of course, we are ready to help them by the organization of their participation in these exhibitions. I have to say that this exhibition place called in Cheba is a member of Chamber of Commerce, and we have very good relationship to the management of this exhibition place, and we can really give to Indonesian companies very good conditions for their participation at these exhibitions. I have to say maybe that this project, Virtual House, is very interesting, and I can promise you, Mrs. Ambassador, that we will promote this new project, Virtual Indonesian House, also in our magazine, free of charge, of course. And I hope it can really help to support the cooperation between our enterprises. So that's maybe all from my side. We are ready, you know very well, Mrs. Ambassador, to cooperate very closely. And I hope that in the near future we will be able to continue also in these other activities which will bring our enterprises also face-to-face meetings. So thank you very much, and greetings also to Indonesia.
Thank you, sir. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I give back the floor to the moderator in Jakarta, I would like to introduce our dearest counterparts who are able to participate in today's event. Unfortunately, due to COVID restriction measures, we can only have 7 companies to participate in today. But last year, I guess, previously we have 45 businesses for the same event last year in 2019. So first, I would like to introduce Valive Loziska is here with us today. Ladies from Valive. Wait, I will put the, okay. So the Jakarta counterparts, Indonesian counterparts can also see you. Also we have here MediaTek Audio Equipment. Sir, thank you for coming. Oh yeah. And Eden Food and Beverages. Sir, thank you for coming. From Bali Mountain, Food and Beverages. B Airline, Aircraft. Kofaco, Machinery Attachment. And also Mr. Omelka from Microstep. Huh? Oh yeah, and also Mr. Milan Chompel is here with us, of course. Oh, from Indonesian Slovak Chamber of Commerce, yeah. Thank you for coming today. Now, let's give the floor back to Mr. Moderator, who will lead the sharing session, I believe, from Mr. Omelka. Pak Hendra, are you ready, Pak?
Yes, thank you, MC. I think. Thank you. No, I think after I would like to thank to all excellencies for addressing the remarks. I think it's very important for all of us and also for the representative from the Chambers of Commerce. I think for the last part of our session today, we would like to invite one of the Slovak companies who has been successful running business in Indonesia. This is very important since I think in the first session we already listened to two Indonesian companies exactly who would like to explore the market in the region. So in this regard, I think I would like to invite the representative from the Microstep Slovakia, I think, who has been what we call it conducting business in Indonesia. I think it's very important for all of us here as well in Jakarta to know what exactly, I think, how to enter the market in Indonesia, what's the challenge and the opportunity. And this is good, and this would be a good example for all participants who are attending this event. And now I think for representative of Microstep Slovak, the floor is yours.
Your Excellencies, dear distinguished guests, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm very much honored and pleased to have this opportunity to present our story. It is written as a success story, so you will see. My name is Joseph Omelka. I'm representing company Microstep. Our company is dealing with meteorology, hydrology, marine systems, radiation, and we are present in many countries. One of them is Indonesia. And we tried to start in this country in 2007. But our first business, first contract, we realized only in 2012. So it took us 5 years to enter the market. This is, I don't know if it is typical, but it is not easy. It was not easy for us to start the business there, and it took us such a long time to find a good partner. We knew it, and our partner, Mandiri, was already in the business of meteorology, hydrology, and marine, so we only continued with him. We supplied in 2012 meteorological stations, the same in 2013. In 2015, we supplied first marine stations, and in 2015 there was another milestone in this country. We got a first airport weather observing system for a small airport. Why it was a milestone? This was a small airport, but we presented our technology, and our main customer, which is BATANG Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics, shortcut is BMKG, wanted to check if our system for the airports are reliable, good, and that's why we received this small contract. We proved our technology, and that's why in 2015 we got another contract contract for Soekarno-Hatta Airport, which is the main Jakarta airport, with 54 million passengers per year, one of the largest airports in the world. So in 2015, I would tell that from 2012 to 2015, we were building the trust of the customer to give us bigger projects. So again, this project was successful, so the customer was satisfied with us, or user. So that's why we started another big airports, which is Jakarta and Surabaya in 2019. There was a special, another milestone in at the Surabaya airport, where we were able to integrate all other systems which were there installed before us, so that it was another proof of our capabilities. So we started to extend our cooperation with the main customer in Indonesia. So this is a very, very brief story. This year they were planned a big project, but unfortunately, because of the COVID crisis, these projects are postponed. So that we hope that we will have the opportunity to participate in the tenders. This project was to build up a new system at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport. It is a state-of-art system. There are only very few of such systems in the world, and Indonesian BMKG decided to build up such system. Systems for which be sold by special design systems. Those strips usually there are very nice places for barbecues and other events of the citizens. So that we have to the pilot warn people that he's going or about the weather at the airport. He needs to have a forecast. And again, it is a special situation, because usually these airports, if they are flying to the islands, they, without a landing, they cannot return back because of the fuel. So that the system must be specially designed to keep safe traffic of these small planes. So this was one thing. And what is the most important for the extension of the cooperation between Slovakia and Indonesia, we discussed it and we were thinking how to extend the cooperation. With BKPM, we came to an idea to arrange the cooperation between BMKG and Slovak Hydrometeorology Institute. So that BMKG is the meteorological institute in Indonesia, and our Hydrometeorology Institute is here in Bratislava. The reason was that at the Hydrometeorology Institute there are some technologies which are state of the art, and this knowledge can be transferred to Indonesia. And also there are some researches going on in Indonesia, research is going on at the Slovak side. So the idea to start such a wider cooperation was very welcome at Slovak side as well as at the Indonesian side. And there was a planned visit of BKPM management to our Hydrometeorology Institute to sign the memorandum of understanding. And unfortunately, this is postponed, but I hope that this will start next year when the traveling allows this. So, and at the end, I would like to thank you very much to Indonesian Embassy and mainly Ibu Vike for continuous support and these ideas which we receive from them. So this is briefly the story.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Omelka, for your update. I think, if I could say, I think for the presentation about the business experience in Indonesia, and we took note. I think this is very good initial initial step for other Slovak companies who would like to expand their business in Indonesia. And I just saw, I think, if I'm not mistaken, one participant just intend to raise the questions during this session. Could you maybe, I don't know whether I could see this part. None of them. Okay then. All right. Okay then. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Now it come to an end of our we come to an end of our virtual program today. And then I would like to thank again to the Embassy of Indonesia in Bratislava, especially to Ambassador Widya Wisya Adiwoso with her enable team for this good initiative, and also for Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya, the Director General for America and Europe Affairs, and also Ambassador Dusan Matulai, and colleague from Indonesian and Slovak Chambers of Commerce and Industry. It is our hope that I think this event would be good sign that we are not halt our initiative to keep searching opportunity, business opportunity between two countries. In this regard, of course, I think we're looking forward as well the participation of the Slovak business community at our virtual Trade Expo Indonesia, despite not real exhibition, but of course we're still expecting business people from Slovak to participate in this virtual exhibition in next coming months. So, but our embassy in Slovak will disseminate this information later on. So maybe all participants organized by Chambers of Commerce could lend assistance to the business people in Slovak who want to join this Trade Expo Indonesia. Without further ado, I would like to again thank you again for all participants for the present for all distinguished delegates for attending this event. And then I would like to say stay healthy, and may all the best for all of us. Thank you, and terima kasih. Dobry den.
Terima kasih Pak Direktur, terima kasih Pak Dirjen, thank you Ambassador Ngurah, thank you Pak Direktur. We can maybe end the Zoom now. Bye Pak. Thank you colleagues in Jakarta. Okay, just as mentioned before, the Trade Expo Indonesia will still be held in Jakarta, but participants from all around the world can participate virtually. And the Indonesian Embassy in Bratislava will gladly assist and facilitate all the businesses in Slovakia if you'd like to join us virtually. And maybe we'll keep contact with Chamber of Commerce to disseminate further information.
On the 10th or 16th?
Maybe the date will change, but I will make sure the latest I know, because we just heard this news last week, Pak. So thank you.
The embassy will facilitate if
Yeah.
there are any
Participant
who like to join the Indonesian Trade Expo virtually, and then we will try to make any what do you call it, a contact, so we will inform you the date. And maybe you can inform us what kind of business that you want to see, or you want to have contact. Then we will facilitate and work with the team of the Indonesian Trade Expo in Jakarta.
Yeah.
So we will inform you. It must be in November, early November.
10 to 16,
10 to 16 of November. So please let us know.
Yeah.
And before we continue with our lunch, I would like to thank you again for participating at this event. And then I'm still waiting from the Slovak side to give their company profile to help us to put in our Indonesian house. And for Jakarta and London, thank you very much for being with us. And we still need your support, And also Pak Hendra and Pak Punjul from Directorate Europe 2, who is coordinating with this. Thank you so much for your cooperation and your support. Stay healthy and keep safe yourself.
Yeah, I think it's time to say goodbye to the Zooming
Yes.
out.
So because we're going to start eating now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Bye,
much,
sir.
Pak
Thank you so
Suleman,
much.
Pak
Thank you
Aditya.
so much.
Thank you, Pak Punjul. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I would like